Consumers have fully embraced electric and hybrid vehicles, so it only makes sense for a company to have one in their lineup. In the case of Kia, that vehicle is the Kia Niro. The Kia Niro has been slightly updated for the 2020 model year, so in this video we're going to go for a drive with the 2020 Kia Niro and see what it has to offer. We'd like to thank the folks at JTs Kia in Rock Hill, South Carolina for letting us spend some time with this 2020 Kia Niro. JTs Kia has a nice selection of new and used vehicles, so if you're in the market for a new vehicle, certainly check out the folks at JTs Kia. When it comes to hybrid cars, the Toyota Prius is often the first car people will think of. It's definitely the forebearer of hybrid vehicles and arguably opened the door for consumers' interest in fully electric vehicles. But the Kia Niro, with its understated and appealing styling and impressive list of features, should pique the interest of anyone seriously considering a hybrid. The Niro comes in three distinct varieties. There's the normal hybrid, simply called Niro, which adds a battery pack to the gasoline engine. There's the plug-in hybrid called Niro PHEV, which uses the same layout but with the larger battery pack to allow 26 miles of fully electric driving. Last is the fully electric Niro EV that has a 42 kilowatt-hour battery pack, good for 239 miles of range. The one we have here is a 2020 Kia Niro EX Premium. Originally introduced in 2017, the Kia Niro stands out among hybrids due to its grown-up looks and practicality. The Niro sits somewhere between a hatchback and a crossover SUV in terms of size. With its wide stance, you might even call it athletic. There are 5 different trim levels: the LX, LXS, Touring, Touring Special Edition, which is new for 2020 and adds a number of luxury features and unique paint colors. And the top trim is the EX Premium. For the 2020 model year, the Niro receives a few updates. Starting up front, there's a redesigned bumper and grille. The grille has a diamond-shaped pattern that adds a bit of elegance. The grille is gloss black and has chrome accenting on the bottom portion of the tiger nose design. On the lower bumper, there's a large opening for air to pass through, and the sensor for driver and safety aids. There are new fog lights and V-shaped LED running lights, and the projector headlights have been updated with a more aggressive design. LED lights are available if you opt for the Touring Special Edition trim. The rear also gets an updated design with a new bumper and more sophisticated LED combination lights. The lower part of the bumper resembles a skid plate, which is wider and more defined. From the side, you can get a good look at the Niro's hatchback proportions. It does sit higher than the traditional hatchback, but it isn't quite as imposing as a true crossover SUV. There's new 16-inch and 18-inch alloy wheels. Although the EX is the top trim, it comes equipped with 16-inch wheels instead of 18s for maximum fuel economy. The 18-inch wheels are available on Touring trims. This car also comes with roof rails, a rear spoiler, and the mirrors are heated with power folding. Overall, the Niro has good proportions and doesn't suffer from the awkward styling commonly associated with hybrid cars. Getting into the Kia Niro can be done using the key you see here, or by pressing the button on the door handle. Alright, hopping into the 2020 Kia Niro, and first impressions are this is a very black interior. There's a lot of black plastics as well as gloss black accents, but nonetheless it's still really a nice place to be. There's tons of features and Kia's build quality really shines through as always. The center console is pretty much all hard plastic, but the build quality is really good. In terms of the center armrest and the door, there's a lot of soft touch materials, and up top here there's also some soft touch materials. New for 2020, the center stack is dominated by a 10.25-inch touchscreen display. Admittedly, this isn't the best appointed interior found in Kia's lineup, But for a hybrid car, Kia does a great job of not making the interior space feel like a compromise or an afterthought. There are still plenty of soft-touch materials on upper surfaces and commonly touched spaces. Kia has also equipped this car with a ton of gloss black trim, which we have a love and hate relationship with due to its tendency to collect dust and fingerprints. Below the touchscreen display, you will find the automatic climate controls, and below that are connectivity options that include USB and 12-volt outlets. There's also a space for wireless phone charging. In the center part of the console, you will find cup holders, as well as buttons that control the heated steering wheel and heated and ventilated seats. The Kia Niro and EX trim comes with leather-like surfaces for the seating and a power driver's seat. The leather-wrapped steering wheel has controls for media and audio, and for cruise control functions. Premium audio comes in the form of a Harman Kardon audio system. EX models add a 7-inch LCD cluster. The cluster is clear, easy to read, and has plenty of information about the car and its systems. The Kia Niro offers 40.1 inches of headroom and 41.7 inches of legroom up front. In the rear, the Niro offers 39.1 inches of headroom and 37.4 inches of legroom. Overall, those numbers are better than what you will find on a Toyota Prius. Rear passengers are treated to the same quality of materials as those up front, but it would be nice if the Niro provided more connectivity options for the passengers in the rear. Rear passengers do get climate control vents. The Niro has 19.4 cubic feet of cargo space with the seats up, and a sizable 54.5 cubic feet with the seats folded down. Under the floorboard, you will find more room for storage as well as supplies for a flat tire repair kit. Because the Niro is a hybrid, it can start up and move around at lower speeds without starting the gasoline engine. Power comes in the form of a 1.6-liter inline-4 that makes 104 horsepower and 109 pound-feet of torque. That engine is connected to an electric motor that makes 43 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. Combined output is 139 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. Alright, driving the 2020 Kia Niro, and I'll start off by saying that Kia lists this vehicle as an SUV or a crossover, but in reality, I mean, it feels more like a raised hatchback. It's not very, very low, but it's certainly not as tall as some SUVs or crossovers. So if you're kind of expecting more of a heightened feel, it's not exactly that, but again, it doesn't feel as low as a normal hatchback. Right now, I am currently driving and the engine is not on. It is in full EV mode. This is a hybrid, so it can drive around a bit as a fully electric vehicle versus driving around with the engine on it. But if you do give it some gas, it will turn the engine on, and then that will supplement some of the need for driving. This vehicle also makes a very strange whirring sound. It's kind of like a buzzing sound. I think that's just to kind of notify people that may be walking or bicyclists or whatever that the vehicle is heading in their direction or is around them, because otherwise it is pretty quiet when the engine is not running. As expected, the Niro isn't very quick, but people buying this car are likely more interested in gas mileage than they are performance. The base model LX gets the best range with 52 miles per gallon. This EX with extra weight sees that number drop to 51 miles per gallon instead. Those are good numbers, but they do trail behind the Prius's 58 miles per gallon. The engine is mated to a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. We do applaud Kia for not going with a CVT in this car, as the dual-clutch makes the Niro a more engaging car to drive. In sport mode, cars equipped with paddle shifters can change gears. Otherwise, the paddles can be used to change the levels of the regenerative braking system. Kias tend to have a ridiculous amount of safety features and driver's aids, and this Niro EX is no different. While you should always keep your hands on the wheel and pay attention to what's going on around you when you're driving, features such as lane keep assist work well to help you stay safe when distractions from passengers, kids, or pets do arise. For those looking to get a hybrid, the choice may come down to overall styling and practicality. The Kia Niro doesn't fall into the trap of the love it or leave it styling of the Prius, and with the crossover-like proportions, the Niro offers more space. It doesn't get the best gas mileage among hybrids, and it doesn't offer the typical price advantage Kias have in other segments. But if you care more about your fuel consumption and don't want to sacrifice the benefits you get from owning a crossover, then the Niro starts to look very appealing. Especially when you factor in the price of owning a similarly sized crossover. Hybrid crossovers like the Toyota RAV4 also get considerably less gas mileage. Kia's industry-leading warranty also doesn't hurt. While the Niro isn't a perfect vehicle, it does offer enough of what consumers expect from Kia. So if you're considering a new hybrid, the 2020 Kia Niro is certainly worth a serious look. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. You can also find us on Instagram at rideXdrive.